We might be drunk, we might be drunk. As long as we are hanging out, you know we might be drunk. Raise a glass, let's talk shit. Pet peeves, Rex, and a bit. Maybe drunk, we might be drunk, yeah.
Alrighty, Roo, here we are, folks. It's we might be drunk. You know where you're at. What's shaking, fatty?
You just told me you watched Heartbreak Kid, but you didn't tell me what you thought.
Oh, well, I saw it 20 years ago when I was 16, 17, and thought it was great. And then you rewatch it now. It's so good.
Yeah.
It's so good. It's Seinfeld's favorite comedy, by the way.
Really?
And then when you watch it, you're like, oh, I get it, because the whole movie is like an episode. You know, like, the girl does this, that's annoying. He hates her when she does this. It's all just like little... what do you call quirks that are annoying?
And the remake was so bad.
Yeah.
Once they cast Mencia in that movie, I was like, "What? That was like, come on, Fairley Brothers, you're like comedy guys. Why are you fucking stabbing me?"
Well, it is funny because it's a remake. That's kind of his whole thing. But yeah, so good. Grodin's so subtle, so good. The woman, the wife, is so good. You really hate her.
Yeah.
And every guy this is like every guy's thought process. Like, what have I done? Committing? I can't do this. Who is this bag? I can't hang out with her, you know? And the grouch thing is so... just check it out. It's 1972, still holds up.
Elaine May wrote it.
That's right. No,
yeah.
She directed it.
I think she wrote it, too.
I think it's a Neil Simon.
I don't think it's Neil Simon. Where's Harry?
We need Harry's fat
Harry's late. Let's look it up.
All right. I think it's a Neil Simon. I think it's a book from some other guy.
Really?
And I think Neil Simon wrote the screenplay, and then Elaine May directed it.
Maybe you're right. Damn.
And it had a kind of a new wave Euro
This sucks.
vibe.
I looked up the Heartbreak Kid, and the new one comes up. That's what happens. The more popular search.
Brutal. The remake, Ben Stiller. I didn't know it was a Farrelly, by the way.
You're right. It's Neil Simon, man. I'm a dum-dum.
That's why it's so good. That guy can write. It's funny. I typed it into the search on the TV, and it said, Jew, Lenny. I was like, geez, is that necessary? But that was funny in the search. You wouldn't do that with, like, black, white man can't jump, black guy, Wesley Snipes, but the Jew and
Sybil Shepherd too. Holy shit!
Oh, what a dime!
She was hot.
Woo, lovely lady, and it's kind of insulting too. It's like this obvious goy, this blonde, bombshell versus the annoying New York Jewish gal.
The constant struggle as a Jewish man.
Yes, exactly. The shiksa. You like a shiksa. Have you dated a Jewish gal? Oh, I can hear your mom snapping a pencil.
What did I do?
Yeah.
You smothered me. No.
Right, yeah.
No. You know what it is? I mean, Jews, I think we like women who are a little more like pushing us away because we tend to have overbearing mothers.
Interesting.
Yeah.
See, I think the goy, the Gentile, we try to go fuck our mom subconsciously, and you guys try to fuck not mom.
I think on some level you're always fucking a parent.
Yeah, that's true.
In my last relationship, I tried to fuck my dad. It was horrible. She just left.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we got the big reveal.
What do you want? What, you reach in first.
Me?
Yeah, you reach in.
All right, so this was Sam's week, so we got the big brown
I went
bag
weird.
of
I
hooch.
went with a summery drink. It's kind of summery out.
Ooh, nothing wrong with that. Whoa, nice.
You got a watermelon. I got 4 different flavors.
I'll take a watermelon.
White Claw. Let's see what I get.
This is exciting.
Mango.
Hey, that might be the worst flavor, by the way.
Is it?
I think so.
All right, I'll switch for something else.
This is great.
Strawberry, is that good?
That's good.
All right, let's.
I'm a White Claw guy. I know everybody calls me a pussy and a queef, but it's
I
light.
did. I didn't know you like White Claw though.
I do like.
Yeah.
I just like it. It's light. Goes down easy. Summer day.
Oh yeah. That is good.
It's good. It's refreshing. Sue me.
I got a lot of shit when I was filming the rooftop thing. People were like, what do you need? I was like, a mic, an amp, and your friends who are cool, and White Claw. And they were like, White Claw? And then guess what? They were gone always the second I went for my second round.
Exactly. They're kind of gender neutral. Everybody can get on board. They're not too sweet. They're not too tart. Not too heavy.
I didn't like the wine coolers back in the day where it was like you had to be like a Zima or a Mike's Hard guy. And it was like Mike's Hard was really like classic trying too hard.
Yep. The sweet, you know when you drink a couple of Cokes, you feel that your teeth are kind of sugary.
Yeah.
Mike's would do that. So much sugar.
Smirnoff Ice. Remember that you've been iced? They would just hit it and it would just start fizzing up and you're like, fuck, I gotta chug it.
You gotta chug it. Ah.
You've been iced, dude.
It's like the opposite of my ex. When it started coming out, she got the hell out of there. But
and then you got iced.
Yeah. So did the border. All right. Here we go, folks. We're having too much fun.
The White Claw is kind of fun. And unlike the wine cooler, it's not too sweet. Like, I never got the backlash because it's basically, I like seltzer. This is just seltzer with a kick.
Exactly. I'm so with you. And look, I love beer. I'm a big beer guy. Grew up drinking beer. But sometimes, they get that heavy, the yeast, the malt, the hops. It's a lot in your stomach.
Well, it's hard to have a lot of beers as you get older.
Oh,
when you're young, you do that. I mean, shit, I remember all the times I get drunk off like beer pong growing up.
Oh,
and then you're
times.
like pissing all night. You're like, oh, I had like 14 beers.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah, and we had kegs every night in college, and all my friends had like this weird skinny fat gut. Skinny arms, skinny legs, but they had that fucking distended Irish guy belly,
That's what happens to men.
Yes.
It's like you don't work out and you drink. You just kind of get that gut.
Just that African child with the fly by the nose. Just that bubble down there.
I think it's slightly different. How'd you get yours? Alcohol. All right.
It is weird, though. They don't eat over there. They're hungry, but yet they get a gut. Isn't that weird?
Very small, though. I think it's like for air or something, isn't it?
Is it?
I don't know.
I know it's malnutrition, but you think if you didn't eat, I mean, now we're getting dark.
This is what the internet needs, is two white guys speculating on starving children.
You go Holocaust, and there's no gut. But they were hungry, too.
I think they were even more hungry, probably.
And
also all the running and stuff, all this work they make you do during the day. Yeah.
That's right. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Man, can you imagine the complaining? All right.
I mean, it's crazy that it's funny that Jews are known from complaining, and then they've
they've
about
done the
little
craziest
things.
shit. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, they've done the drafty restaurant. They'll write a full Yelp, but then the worst thing of all time.
Well, there was no HR in Nazi Germany.
That's
Auschwitz
true.
was like, "Can I speak to someone?"
Right. Woo, HR. Now that's a sketch. The HR guy in Auschwitz.
He was very rude to me. You call these rations good?
That's great. I'm sleeping with 8 other guys on a board here. Like, come on. 1 star. Star of David.
I knew you were going there.
There we go.
You got a joke about that.
Yeah, that's right. The Jewish Uber.
Damn. Yeah, Jews, we do. But we complain the way, like, culturally Jews, especially New York Jews. I think New Yorkers just relate by complaining. That's like why Pet Peeves is a segment on this. You feel lighter after you bitch.
That's true. You kvetch.
Yeah.
You vent. Yeah, that's true. You got to get it out. And that's why maybe Jews are the therapy kings. Because you've mastered the art of listening and deflecting a vent.
And blaming our mothers.
Yeah, there you go. Full circle.
Interesting. Yeah, therapy. Oh, I blew off a therapy session that I shouldn't have.
What?
We got Adam McKay on Pod Don't Lie, so I had to. I was like, "Do you have something else?" And he was like, "This is all I got this week." And I was like, "Come on!"
It's like a flight. You're like, "Can I change it?" But the problem with therapy with our guy, if you don't get it in time, you got to pay for that session.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think he's a 24-hour guy.
I'll pay him then.
Damn, that sucks.
Oh well.
That's a couple bucks right there for nothing. And I've had it a few times, and I'm like, "Come on, I'm so sorry." He's like, "Hey, that's my policy."
Yeah, you got to make sacrifices.
Yeah, no, he blocked off the time, I guess.
No, for sure. No, he earned it.
But I've done it. I've done it too. It happens.
Got to do it.
But McKay, I mean, that's worth the money.
It was worth it. He was great. It was maybe my favorite episode ever.
Wow.
Yeah, he was. Stavros pulled it in, man. Great pull.
The Greeks.
He's great. He knows basketball. He came with jokes. That's guys like that who get that successful. I mean, you guys know Adam McKay. If you can't for some reason place Adam McKay, then you're not a comedy fan.
I mean, this is Anchorman,
Step Brothers,
the
other guys.
God, wow. I think he had some SNL stuff.
He wrote The Big Short.
What?
Yeah.
He wrote that?
Yes.
What? I think that won Best Screenplay.
Yeah. EP for Succession.
What?
Dude, he's literally everything.
What a res.
And he was so cool.
Man, and now here's the chicken and the egg question. Is he bringing shit? Is he prepared because he's successful, or is he successful because he prepares?
Definitely the latter.
Yeah, I think so.
You get to that level. He came. Stavros and I used to do bits about like the All NBA like cuck squad. So we would give like 5 players who were the biggest cucks. It would be dumb lists. He came with like 3 of those lists.
Wow,
so
man.
cool.
Did he get some nicks in there just to?
He opened by saying like he felt bad for me because he's like, man, but he's like, just be happy. He basically said it's like, he opened by saying it's like a party you haven't been invited to for so long. You're a freshman, you got to go to the senior party. Even if you don't win, you got to go.
Yeah, you didn't get laid, but you got to go.
And I was like, you know what? I'm too deranged to look at it in that manner. We're here, and I want it all, baby.
Yeah, I get it. We all want it all, but it's also what makes sports great. It's unpredictable. You never know what's going to happen, and you got to eat the loss. And then when you do win, it's that much better.
For sure, man. I'm pumped you watched The Heartbreak Kid. It feels good when you watch something that we talk about in the pod because it's like it started here and it comes back here. I kind of like it.
I like it too, and I'm going to watch Rick and Morty. I'm going to make it happen. I just keep forgetting.
We get comments I've seen. And I've also gotten them at shows where people are like, Norman should watch Rick and Morty. It's like, because that fan base is cult-like.
Yes. And then I don't know what the burping is. Whenever I burp, they're like, you're like the guy on the show. I'm like,
because he's a super genius, but he burps and farts all the time.
Oh, interesting. Okay. All right.
You do have a little Rick in you.
I'll take it.
Harry just got here. Harry, don't you think Mark has a little Rick in him?
Yeah. All right. My dad's name's Rick. We'll check it out. I'll check it out. Everybody loves the show. I haven't heard one like, some people, we've wrecked some things and people are like, I've seen it. It's not great. Don't listen to Sam. And then some people.
Which ones that
I can't
aren't
remember. Some movie is said, but everybody's been like, no, this is actually killer.
Their fan base can be a bit annoying, but the show is great. The fan base is a little bit like in your face.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like Simpsons fans, like rabid.
I don't think Simpsons fans are that crazy. I think look, first 10 seasons of The Simpsons is like
lights out,
untouchable. But.
Amazing, some of the best comedy writing of all time. I still follow them on Instagram just for the little quick scenes. That's can't
hilarious.
Help it.
Yeah, I do too. What? Give me a peeve, man.
All right. This. I didn't have a peeve, and then this happened today, and I wrote it down, and I can't wait.
That.
I hope I haven't done this one before, but somebody texted me. Somebody you don't really know that well, so you're already like, oh, this is weird. I haven't talked to this guy in a while, but texts me and he goes, hey, man, can I get so-and-so's number? I said, sure. I sent him the number, and then he goes, how are you? Come on. I gave you the number. I'm doing shit. Now I got to have a back and forth, but he feels guilty about the number thing, I think. So he's like overcompensating with a, how are you? And I know it's harmless and all that, but like...
Is this someone you know well?
Not that well. That's why it's even weirder, because it's like, we never really talk, but you want to talk now, or even might not even want to. You just feel like you have to.
This show has turned into just indirectly talking shit about people.
I know.
We're going to get listeners who are just like, that was me. They're just shitting on me.
I do worry about that, but I've never hung out with the guy. Let's just put it that way. We're in the same world, so we have each other's number, but... You don't have to do the how are you. I get what you're doing, but you know what else bothers me when somebody asks for something and they change their voice? Oh, we've talked about it. We did a whole
We've
Instagram
done the whole
on
thing
this.
about this
for
sure.
Yeah, I get it. You know what's a fun fact? Asking someone for a favor is actually a great way to bond.
Really?
Because you think, I'm annoying this guy, but they go, this person trusts that I can handle this, and they're close enough feeling to me that they can ask. So asking for a favor, a small favor.
That reminds me. Can I borrow $20?
Yeah, exactly. Don't ask for $10,000 from Seinfeld. But if you just go like, can you pass me that menu? Little things like that. They're like, oh, wow. And now you're bonding. Fun fact.
You know what bothers me is when people ask for like this. I guess is maybe more specific to our world, but I've had like club people ask me for people's numbers, and I'm like. That's a famous person. I can't just give you their number.
That's a tough one.
And then you're in the position where you're like, I don't want to even text. It's someone I know they won't like.
Yes.
So then I'm like, do I text this famous person and be like, hey, this club owner who used to underpay me wants a favor from me for some reason.
And then you're like, how clueless are you? They'll be like, can you ask Joe Rogan, if he'll do my podcast, I'm like, what do you? I wouldn't even do your podcast. Like, you want this guy, the biggest pod on the planet? Like, I don't even want to bother him, let alone bother him for your bullshit.
That's hilarious. That's the favor from the person you don't like.
Yeah, like just the fact that you're going through me is already a sign that it's not going to happen.
I'm annoyed that you're talking to me because now I'm annoyed.
Right.
And now I have to feel annoyed for like 2 minutes.
Exactly. Yeah. So get your shit together, folks. Like, have some awareness. He's not going to do your pod. You know, you can see people going, hey, you miss all the shots you don't take, and if you don't ask, who knows, and all that shit. I'm like, that's all bullshit.
You take 400 shots on me alone. Why don't you calm down?
Yeah.
I'm not a goalie, all right? Cut it out.
Start shooting on other people for a change.
That's a great point. A lot of motivational speakers pull shit like, you got to roll the dice because you never know. It's like, well, sometimes you could also just be a human and not annoy people.
Yeah, and earn something yourself instead of trying to just milk some shit off other people who've already done stuff.
Although you've literally done every Open Micers podcast that I've ever.
I can't say no.
I don't know. I don't know. You have time. I wouldn't be able to write any jokes between doing this. I do the other podcast. I'm traveling all the time. I don't know how you have time because you always have new jokes. Like, I wouldn't have any new bits if I did that.
It's tough. I'm that guy. What's that guy's name? The Asian DJ with long hair, Aoki.
I mean,
hold on.
That's not my specialty.
Yeah, me neither. I hate DJs. I hate house music or trance or techno.
Glad you said house music. I thought something else was coming there.
Hashtag stop DJ hate. But I did Jim and Sam with him once, and this guy's brilliant because he's like the busiest guy on the planet. He's got his own jet. He goes from like Switzerland, does a show there. Then he goes to New York. Then he goes to, Copenhagen or whatever. And he's like, first of all, he's mastered sleeping anywhere. He's like, I've learned how to, it's like an ancient Chinese art where I can sleep in a shoebox.
Jim's about to ask him a question. He's like,
yeah. And just the fact that he was on Jim and Sam, he's like, his dad owns hibachi. His dad invented hibachi, the whole franchise. Yeah, so he like has this crazy work ethic, and he's the biggest DJ on the planet. Fascinating guy, sweet guy, nice guy, but he talked about like
his dad cut things up, and now he cut things up.
Exactly. He compartmentalizes his whole life and where he eats and how he sleeps and all this. He's like, you can get a lot done while you're shitting or while you're eating or while you're peeing or while you're whatever. And I'm forgetting all of it now, but it was really interesting.
He's brushing his teeth and jacking off at the same time. Like, man, this guy's crazy.
Yeah. Don't shoot the toothbrush. Don't put that on the brush. But yeah. So really fascinating guy.
There is something interesting about managing time that well because I'm jealous. I mean, I waste time so much.
Oh, I'm so good at wasting time.
Al Lubell used to have a great joke. I don't know if you know Al Lubell.
I love Al Lubell.
Great joke writer. He's a bunch of great Lettermans online, but he had a joke about like, I'm another second closer to death. I'm another second closer to death. I'm another second closer to death. Time is killing me. Time is wasting me. I think that's why I like to do nothing all day. Time's not going to waste me. I'm going to waste time.
Yes, that's
very
great.
wordy joke, but I like a wordsmithy joke. But I love jokes like that.
No, me too. He's got some brilliant stuff. Some real like brain twisters. We're like, whoa, that's true. That's a great point, or whatever. He's great.
He had one too about how. He was on a flight with just him and one other guy. The guy was flying the plane, and he thought, I just realized I've doubled my chances of dying of a heart attack. Because if he gets a heart attack, I'm dead.
Right.
He goes, and I'm fine dying from a heart attack. But his heart attack?
Oh, that's so smart. That's like math jokes,
He's really, I used to watch him. I worked the door at Broadway Comedy Club, and you'd see a lot of, whatever, middle of the road sets come in, and he would come in and bomb a lot, but I'd be like, damn, I'd be watching that guy and just kind of like marveling at his structure and his sets.
Structure, completely unique, completely weird, but just trying to work that shit out is impressive. Because that joke complete is a cool thing, but the finding the beats of that's got to be a nightmare.
Yeah,
you got to do that's all at home. That's what do you call it? Page to stage. Some guys, they write a premise, they fuck around on stage and work it out. That you can't really work that shit out.
You're right. That's got to be kind of written first.
Yeah. That which makes it even more impressive to me.
Yeah, he was awesome, man.
That's what's crazy about music. These guys write. I ain't got no ba-na-na-na-na, and then they just bring it on stage. They don't really go, are they, I don't know anything about music, so are they on stage going like, hold on, cross that out, they didn't like that part, you know, because it's just people going like this in the crowd, you know, they're not really reacting.
The satisfaction part, that's good.
Yeah, that's working. The da-na-na-na-na, I ain't got no, that's no good.
It must feel so good because I think they just know, right? Like they just kind of know in the room that the song is good, I would guess, right?
I guess.
Well, I mean, if you Keith Richards and Jagger together, you've got that kind of like unique bond.
Yes.
Where you can just create shit together. And there must be moments where they're like, oh, we got something.
Oh, I know. That's got to be so cool. Like he's on heroin, Jagger's getting his dick sucked, and they're like, this is great. This is a great song. Pretty amazing that like these random people can find each other and just make brilliant shit that the whole world loves and plays and changes lives and makes people happy. It's fucking art.
Did you see
Great.
that Beatles headline? How they used to jack off together?
No.
There was a whole and it was I think it was Ringo Starr. So that was before I joined the band.
I mean Beatles indeed. Wow, I didn't know that. I mean, I did that with my friends.
Me too.
Hey.
Yeah. I have a long bit about it now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. It wasn't. It's so funny. People are the two things I would always get weird reactions from on the road is that and saying, you know, on some level you're trying to fuck your mother.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, and they're like, oh, and I'm like, is this breaking news? I think this is every therapist.
Yeah, that's Freud 101.
Yeah.
But I think it's kid jerking, your kids, so that's weird, and then it's incest, I guess.
Sure.
So it's
only the most popular porn category of all time.
Good point.
Where is porn gonna go?
Oh, good. I mean, animals? I don't know. It's a good question.
It might be next.
It might be next. There's nothing left. We've done family members. We've done interracial. We've done old and young. We've done.
That's how that's what
kids.
Taboo is. It's like the way a joke is. You go up to the line and keep crossing it.
Yeah.
That's where jokes keep getting more offensive.
Right.
Where's porn going to be?
I know. We've done food. We've done it all. We've done like inanimate objects and stuff.
It's going to be like guy fucks horse, but then like the next, and that's going to be fucked up. And then the next one is going to be like guy fucks horse, step horse or something like that. They're going to have to keep going darker.
Yeah. Guy fucks horse. Guy fucks black horse. Guy fucks zebra. Guy fucks, yeah, stolen horse. Gay horse.
Gay incest horse. Like, oh my God.
Right. Gay incest horse. That's hilarious.
Horse discipline. Just pissed on that horse.
Yeah.
But the horse seemed to like it.
Right. Oh, the horse ain't complaining.
Horses have bad lives, man.
I know, they really do.
Well, I guess it depends. We talked about dogs, but horses, you're either like a racehorse, that's like pro athlete. So in the horse world, being a pro athlete is
Nightmare.
the worst.
You're getting whipped.
You're the star, but you're getting no fucking love.
That's interesting. Yeah,
You're
and if you break a leg, they shoot you.
Yeah,
horrible.
Holy shit. NBA, you break a leg, rehab, come back in a year, you still get paid.
Still get paid. I think you got a bit here.
Maybe.
Write it down, Harry.
Interesting.
That's a great point. Yeah, the dogs have jobs: drug sniffing, seeing eye, anxiety dog, police dog, the Dalmatian on the fire truck. That sucks, but at least if they suck at it, they just get to live with some family.
Right.
You know, the horse is like, yeah, we got to shoot you in the head. You blew out an ankle there, Secretariat or whatever.
Have you ever been to a racetrack, the horse track?
I love a racetrack.
It's fun.
Oh, yeah. I grew up going to that shit.
I love it, man.
Yeah, and it's just a reason to drink and be outside and wear a seersucker suit and
mint julep.
A guy I went to high school with, the toughest guy I know, this guy Ron, he would get into fist fights all the time. He was a headbutt guy. I know. He was the funniest guy, coolest guy. All the girls loved him. And he would just get into shit with a guy and just go, and the guy's nose would explode. And we're like, oh, shit, it's on. You know, and then the place would go nuts. But he now does the... I guess like the grooming of horses. Like he works at the stables.
Damn.
Makes a fortune. living the good life. He's like the most New Orleans guy on the planet. He's drinking a mint julep right now.
That's my horse.
Yeah. He headbutts the horse. You lost the race. Yeah.
Headbutt is so violent.
That is savage.
Because you're hurting yourself. It's almost like a half kamikaze.
Yes, that's great.
You're
That's
kind of
so
like
true.
you're hurting yourself, but you're hurting them more.
You're hurting them more, but still, that's how tough I am. Like, I'm willing to hurt myself just so you get hurt, and no one sees it coming.
Headbutt is always like fun. One of my favorite scenes, Happy Gilmore, when he headbutts Bob Barker. It's so violent. To do it to an old man is fucking hilarious.
It's crazy. Have you ever headbutted someone?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I did it on accident, and I think there's a way to do it right, obviously, because people do it and then move on and keep walking. But like, it is the worst pain. It's that skull on skull, fucks, your brain shakes up. It's just horrible.
I think I did it like friends drunk, and I was like, yeah, this doesn't feel good.
Yeah.
I had that one friend who was just crazy. He was like the dude you're like, this dude, he didn't look tough.
Yes.
That was the worst part of it. We're like, this guy does not look tough.
Yep.
And he would be the first one to throw down and be like, this dude is like, it's not just being physically strong. It's kind of like not shying away from being hit, which I don't have.
Right.
Certain people just have that thing when other people come at you, they just are like calm as hell.
Yes.
And that's another thing.
That is very interesting.
That's like what a Mayweather type has, where it's like, he's great at dodging. He's just calm.
Right. It's almost this race car gene where when you're in the crazy moment, your adrenaline is lower, your heartbeat is lower, your heart rate is lower, where we go the other way.
Oh, I panic for sure.
Yeah.
But also I panic because I'm self-aware and I know I can't fight.
Right. Yeah. You ever really lost one? You ever gotten your ass kicked big time?
By the kid who was like the protector of us.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he beat the shit out of me once.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
we were
alpha
both
shit.
drunk, and it just turned into like me thinking I was tougher than I was, and him knowing I wasn't.
Wow.
And I think it just kind of started with like the poking, and then it turned into like a thing. And I remember him taking my face and smashing it on the floor, and I was just, I just came too bloody. I'm like, yeah, he got me pretty good.
Jesus. What does this guy do? Is he like a marriage counselor? Like, what does this guy do
He works
now?
in HR at a concentration camp.
Perfect job. You missed that callback, Harry. Wow. What does he do now?
I don't know. He was actually, the weirdest thing was the nicest guy.
Of course. They always are.
I mean, I just crossed him the wrong way, and it's funny to call a guy who did that to me, but he's really like the nicest guy.
I get it. Yeah.
I remember one guy, this is crazy, one guy fucked with him hard, like a tough guy at a party, and we got into it, and he fucking keyed the guy in the neck and sent him to the hospital, and I was like...
Keyed?
Hey. Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
he was this guy, a prison vet? Like, who is this guy?
He was pretty fearless. I remember he pulled a gun on me once in his apartment, and like, he did it as like a joke. It's funny, I described the guy as like the nicest guy.
Yeah.
But he like cocked the gun in my face as I was like taking food out of his freezer. And I was just like,
that's hilarious.
I was like, he was like, gotcha. And I was like, yeah, I mean, you got me.
I will not eat these pizza rolls. That worked.
For all the people that are like, I need to protect my home, you're like, there's people that are just like, check this shit out.
Yeah, I had that friend too. I had two guys with guns. They're both firemen now. Just crazy, like beefy white guys, football team. And one time they came to my house. They knock on the door. It's like a Tuesday at 10 p.m. My mom's in pajamas, and my dad's like holding a candle with a night hat, and they're like, "What is Mark home?" And I'm like, I'm on the stairwell, like, "Hey, what's going on, guys?" They're like, "Oh, can we talk to you?" And I was like, "Okay." My mom's like, "What's going on?" That whole thing. I'm like, "I got it. Go to sleep, you crazy whore." And I go outside, and they're like, "Hey, you want to come drinking?" And I'm like, "Dude, it's Tuesday. We're juniors in high school." And he goes, "You're coming out." And he pulled a gun. And I was like, I guess we're going out. And I just went out in like flip-flops and shorts and a T-shirt. We went drinking all night.
Jesus Christ.
I didn't want to, but, when a guy's got a gun, you just do it.
It would be great if you took it even further. Your mom's like, where are you going? Shut up, bitch. Get down.
Yeah, right. And then hey, Mr. Norman, suck my dick. He's like, okay, don't shoot. Yeah. Wild guys.
Guns.
Yeah, guns are
so
scary.
They just went out. My thing is like, wouldn't you be scared that you just get like, you act that reckless and you're drunk and shit, that a cop grabs you and is like, what the fuck is this? And then you're really...
Yeah.
But I guess if you're willing to pull that joke with a gun,
Right,
you're
right.
not thinking about consequences probably.
I guess not, yeah. And they were those kind of guys like, I hope someone fucks with us, which I don't. I just want to get drunk and have fun and laugh, but they were like those types.
That's not healthy.
No, these guys like their dad hit them. They had some stuff
Everyone's
going on.
got friends like that growing up, but they're like, let's start some shit. And I'm like, well, we're having a good night.
Yeah.
I've never thought like, wouldn't this night be cooler if I lost a tooth?
I know, exactly. Yeah, like fights are so unpredictable. Like you never know. First of all, some guy you're fighting could be some MMA psycho.
Especially now.
Yeah.
Back
MMA
then,
is
at
big.
least most people like they just knew a couple of things. Like boxing was the big thing. No one followed UFC back then.
No,
really.
no, not at all.
I honestly only knew UFC because of like pro wrestling back then. I knew like Ken Shamrock and shit.
Yeah,
because he was in the WWF. But like no one knew boxing was a thing. But then I've seen shit in like the Lower East Side where people like some guy starts shit with a guy who knows how to fight, and you're like, that ain't good.
No, that's bad news. And I was in Greenpoint one night, and those Polish guys are fucking tough as nails, and they're stomping a guy out, and you're like, okay, well, he's clearly dead. Then he gets up, and then he starts winning. You're like, how is that guy not dead? You know?
Tell another Polish joke.
I know, right? Your sausage sucks. Yeah. Oh,
damn.
Crazy.
Yeah, any group has its I mean, like,
That's
no
true.
one wants to fuck with Albanians.
No, God, no.
Colin Quinn had that joke in his special, like, he go through every group, and he goes, and to show you how tough Albanians are, I'm not even going to do an Albanian joke. And I was like, fuck, I knew a couple Albanian guys who were like, these are scary dudes.
Really?
Of course.
I don't even think about Albanian guys.
They're just
Russian,
fucking...
black, white, Italian.
They're like all Albanian guys are like Schwarzenegger in T2. Oh no, Robert Patrick in T2.
Oh,
I
really?
feel like you just shoot them and they just like keep walking to you.
T-1000.
Yeah.
That guy was terrifying.
Fucking great in The Sopranos though.
Yeah, he was great.
The degenerate gambler.
Yes. My
favorite scene is when he loses all this money to Tony, and then he goes to his son. Oh hell yeah!
Come on, no mango.
Blackberry.
Yeah!
Damn.
Woo!
It's only fair.
All right.
I'm gonna have to take this mango. Well, and he goes, no off-roading. And he's like, I told you not to get mud on the tires. And then he just takes his son's car to Meadow Soprano.
Yes.
It's the darkest shit. Your dad just stole your car.
So dark,
and gave
so
it to the
sad.
girl you like.
Oh, my God. That's perfect,
Such
though.
a dark... Oh, that's one of the best. And when he's talking to Tony, like, we have all this history. And he's like, this is what I do.
Right.
I prey on the fucking weak.
It's
like...
Oh, man, what a great show. Woo! Yeah. Boy.
Give me a break, guys. It's been a few weeks since I did a Sopranos reference. I'm sorry.
No, that was a good one. Deep cut. Do we have an ad?
Fucking mango.
I don't know if we do. Yeah, you got the mango. You got the shit stick.
Is mango really bad?
I just don't. I mean, you might like it. I just don't.
What's your number one White Claw?
I like black cherry, so this worked out.
Blackberry?
Black cherry. Oh, blackberry. Oh,
yeah.
shit. I've been too drunk every time I had one. I was
it
like,
good?
oh, I like black cherry. Yeah, I think it's great. This is my favorite one.
See what I got.
Lime is the ultimate worst, so we have no lime.
Lime is meh.
Lime is bad with every, like, Bud Light lime sucks, all those lime ones, but then a margarita's great. And then a lime in your tequila's great. So...
Yeah,
real
that's
lime
true.
is good, but
real
fake lime
fake
is bad.
lime seltzer I don't even like. It's not.
Yeah.
You know, I like those LaCroix seltzers, and I like peach pear. I like plain. I'm always down for a black cherry seltzer, but fucking lime is just kind of bland.
Yeah, it's banana's similar. I love a banana, but banana flavor of anything, I'm like, ugh.
Depends. Banana high chew's pretty good.
What's that?
You never had those little high chews? Those like gummy candies are mad good.
Oh no, I don't know high chew.
I was once like late at night in a Korean grocery with Ari Shafir, Jeff Ross, and Dave Attell, and Dave and Jeff are just like snacking on candies, and you know they're like they don't really party. I mean, I guess Jeff will drink, but like Attell it is like years ago, and Dave doesn't drink anymore, so he's just like eating candies, and he's like, this one gives you the best sugar high. It's like hilarious to watch people that are sober like get a buzz off sugar.
Right. I've never seen Dave Attell eat. Have you ever seen him eat?
A couple times. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Well, you were at the one time at Keen's. He ate with us. Remember?
Oh yeah. I just can't imagine him cutting a piece of meat and putting it in his mouth. It's just so foreign.
We were once driving back from a road gig and he stopped at a. This is what do you expect Dave to eat? He stopped at a gas station and got like a sausage biscuit and was just like, just on the side of the road. I'm like, that's you expect Dave's diet to be like sausage, like all manly,
right, exactly,
manly like truck stop food.
Yeah, he's like the manliest guy and a road dog, so of course he's eating, horrible gas station shit. Ugh.
Just bacon and like fried eggs. That's all you expect to tell to eat.
He feels like a guy in the 50s. I like whiskey, cocaine, eggs, and bacon, and pussy. Oh, well, did you ever say your peeve?
My peeve? Oh, okay, I got one for you. People that try to plan things with me far out.
Oh.
It's not just, for me, it's like a thing with ADHD, ADD, whatever you want to call it. You don't like to plan far out. It's very stressful for you. Mm-hmm. Like, what are you doing 3 weeks from today? I'm just like, I don't know, man.
That's tough.
I was reading about it. So I'm like, why is this so stressful for me? It's that we need instant reward. We need instant. We're like fucking like, give me a treat. You're like, how about this? What are you doing 3 weeks from now? I'll give you a hand job. And then maybe, and I'm like, all right, I'm in.
Right.
I need something.
It's never a good thing either. It's always like a wedding or some kind of, like a gig. Great, I'll do a gig 3 weeks.
It's never, what are you doing 3 weeks from today? Yankees behind home plate. It's never that. It's always like, I need help moving.
Exactly.
And you're just like, all right.
Funeral or some shit that you don't want to go to.
First, if you're over 30, hire a fucking mover.
Jesus, I know. Good Lord.
That's crazy.
I used to move furniture, and I'm agreeing.
I did it a few times, and it was horrible.
It's tough.
My frame is not conducive for that.
Yeah, you're 6'12", you got 6'12", hairy chest. Yeah, you shouldn't be moving.
What does the hairiness have to do with it?
I don't know. I was trying to think of something about you, but not be insulting. Yeah, you shouldn't be moving. You're a human. You're like the guy outside of the car sales.
True.
Woo-woo.
I used to have that job. I would just do this.
Yeah, but moving furniture sucks. But what were we? Oh yeah, the 3 weeks thing. I don't know where I'm going to be. Who knows? What kind of cycle is like? Oh, in 3 weeks I'll be at Costco. Who the fuck knows where they're going to be?
It's stress. It stresses me out. Even if it were good, it stresses me out usually.
But here's the devil's advocate.
Yeah.
What if the guy says, look, I'm getting married in 8 months. Just put it in the calendar now and don't take any gigs that day, and then we're cool. And I'm like, okay, I actually appreciate the heads up.
Don't act like that doesn't annoy you.
It does.
I know that annoys you.
I don't want to go to a wedding, but at least you give me a heads up.
I got one for you. How about a fucking Sunday night wedding so I don't have to miss a weekend? No, I want that. So I don't have to miss a weekend of gigs.
I'm with you, because it's always, hey, it's Saturday night in Miami. You got to take 2 flights and a boat. Like, come on.
It's on a little island.
Yes, exactly.
You have to answer a riddle.
Right, yeah.
And then pay for a ridiculous spa.
Yeah, exactly.
Weddings are whack.
Sunday night it would be nice.
Sunday night or like late afternoon.
Yeah. Hell,
weddings are tough.
Give me a Tuesday wedding. And I get it. It's because for a lot of people we have comedy. The wedding is their thing.
Yeah.
This is their big moment. This is their big night, big event. So I get it. But it's tough.
It is tough. I never get comics who want to have a huge wedding because it's like we get that kind of attention too much.
Right, yeah.
I would never want a big wedding.
No.
But I think even if I weren't a comic, I wouldn't.
Yeah, but did you go to Quinn's wedding, Colin Quinn?
No, did you?
I didn't go either. I was crushed. But you go to Giannis's?
No.
I didn't go either. Okay. Shit, who got married though? I went to Joe's List.
I went to Joe List.
Okay.
That was fun.
Pretty big for a wedding.
Yeah, that was fun.
But it was fun.
That was
super
a great
fun.
time. Great group.
Great group. That's the key.
I think we were at the same table.
Yes, that's right. And Ryan Hamilton can
can cut up a dance floor. Yeah, I went to Rachel Feinstein's wedding, which Tom Papa officiated.
Ooh.
The great Tom Papa.
That's fun.
And Quinn gave a great speech at it.
Oh, nice.
It was fun.
That's a lot of pressure, though. It's all comics.
Brutal
gig.
It is funny where you're like, man, at a regular wedding, the hack shit kills. At a comics wedding, you gotta go a little alty.
You gotta play to the back of the room. But Quinn, a big genius, huge fan, he's the best at that. He's better to the back of the room, I think.
True, and also it's so hard because at a comic wedding, you kind of have to walk the line between a hint of hack just to get the other people,
get the family,
but then also be so unique. Like Tom Papa is so good at that because he's so good at working like any room.
Yes, he's a pro.
And I remember he went on after Quinn and was like, no, Quinn went on after Tom Papa and said, man, your minister energy is really bugging me. And it got a huge laugh. And Tom Papa came back out and said, yeah, I should have mumbled like you through my speech. That was much better. And it killed. And it was like them, like two guys like off the cuff roasting each other. Like you don't see that at weddings. Most speeches at weddings are terrible.
Terrible. I remember when they met and they got hooked up and it was a beautiful thing and they're soulmates. Yeah.
Stacy, I remember back in high school.
Yep.
You were always a bit of a bitch.
Yeah, exactly. There's always the cunty sister.
The bad roaster.
Right, yeah. When we first met John, we hated him. We thought he was gay, yada, yada. And all you're like, John's like, Jesus Christ.
We thought he probably did a limp dick. He had a dumb haircut. And his face wasn't really doing much for us.
Yeah.
But now we see how much you like him.
Right.
And the whole family's on board.
Yeah, there's always that one person who goes too far. You guys are cute together, but I can't wait for the divorce. We all know what's happening. Yeah. But I've had people email me and go like, hey, I'm a fan of comedy. I like your stuff. Can you help me with a wedding roast? And I'm like, I appreciate it. It's flattering, but I can't because I don't know him.
Yeah, it really has to have your imprint on it. You can't really get someone to, I guess you get someone to punch it up. But...
Sure. That's what they want. But I'm like, this is like a gig now. You're asking me to do work.
Yeah, they're not going to pay you?
I don't think so. They're just like, hey, can you help me out here? And
hey,
I'm like,
I don't know you, but will you write for me?
Yeah, exactly.
That's work.
It's work. I should be like, hey, can you help me put a deck on my house, for free? Just to, throw it back at them.
It's fucking crazy.
You got a wreck? I don't know. These claws are hitting me. I don't know how far in we are here.
Really? Yeah, these claws are hitting me. You didn't eat before. Let's see what I might have another. I don't know if I have a wreck, but I definitely have another peeve.
Oh, give me another peeve. I love a peeve.
All right. Needless worry.
Needless worry.
People who worry when you don't need to worry.
Oh, yes.
Like my mom does this to me where she just panics and I'm just like, hey, if it's not okay, it's just not going to be okay.
Right.
Like I worry, but like she'll worry for me like in ways where I'm like, hey, guess what? You raised me. I worry.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm not nervous.
You're right.
When your mom is nervous all the time.
Of course. You absorb a lot of that.
So it's literally like she's a sponge of worry and it's just all over me. I'm like, yeah, I got some worry in me now.
Yeah, of course. But
I'll be on the road. She's like, you're careful when you're vaccinated. I'm like, no, I got unvaccinated last week. Walgreens does that now.
Right.
So.
Right. Yeah, they took the Pfizer out of me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Come on, Mom.
No, she just worries. I mean, look, I get it. We have jobs that are like, look, I really love my job, but like it can be a little draining. So I think they worry like, you're never getting sleep. You're always
sure. We're drinking. We're flying. No, I get it. I mean, I have a cat, and look, it's a cat. It doesn't talk. We don't really relate that much, but sometimes I'm like, is the cat chewing on something? Is the cat choking? And I freak it out a little bit. And I'm like, the cat's just hanging out. It's eating a piece of yarn or whatever. But in my mind, I'm like, is the cat choking? Should I give it a Heimlich? Should I call the vet? And I can't even imagine having a kid. I would shit blood every day. This is a cat.
Yeah. No, I remember I used to have a cat, and I was same shit. He'd be like, "Oh,
yeah,
what do we do?
What are we doing?" You kind of have that panic hit you, like, "Well, I don't want it to die on my watch. I'm a shitty cat owner. What am I doing?"
You're watching a pet suffer. That's why it's got to be like hard to see a kid go through shit, right? Like if your kid's going through shit at school or something, being bullied, you're like, that must be hell.
Salacuse. I don't know if this is too personal, but he was telling me.
I'm glad you said his name instead of I know someone.
The Q's. He was telling me some shit his kid's going through, and I was like, I was crushed. And I'm like, you're the dad. I can't even imagine what you're going through.
Oh, man. Like, that's one of the things where you're like, how do you not, if your kid's getting fucked with at school, how do you not, like, knock on the door and beat the shit out of the other kid?
I know. Dude, one time I was I was like 12, and I was at a friend's house, and my friend got into a fight with this other kid in the neighborhood, like a dumb fist fight with two boys. No one, just crazy swinging, and the other kid hit my friend, got a good one on him, and his glasses flew off. But right when he hit him, my friend's dad happened to open the door and saw his son getting punched in the face by this other kid. and the glasses flew and they skidded on the concrete, and he goes, "Your ass is grass!" And the other kid went, "Ah!" and ran away, as a kid does, and so then the dad runs out and he's like, "Are you okay? What the fuck? Who is that kid? I'll kill him." And I remember being like, Jesus, Dad's a little psycho. But he saw his kid get punched out. I don't know. And the glasses are very expensive, apparently.
He just, like it ended there. The dad fucking kicks through the door at his home, just starts fucking wailing on him.
Yeah. It's crazy. The dad anger. You always hear these old stories of like, you ever hear about the dads who like, okay, you two boys have a problem. You're going to fight on the front lawn. I'm going to have a beer and sit in the lawn chair.
What is this, Hamilton?
I've heard about this happening. I've never seen it, but I had friends who were like, oh, yeah, my dad had to watch me fight another kid just to settle it. I don't know.
That is like the modern day duel, kind of. Like,
it is.
After school.
Yeah.
It's gotten softer.
It has.
In 20 years, it'll be, I challenge you to a debate.
Right. Yeah. We're going to tweet off. Yeah, but... Jake LaMotta, famous boxer, the Raging Bull,
sure.
He said in his book that this is the Bronx in, the 20s or whatever this is.
Sybil Shepherd again, right? Oh, no, that was, what's her name? The other blonde woman.
Yeah, beautiful blonde.
Yeah.
Forgot her name. But he said his dad, all the dads would get in the neighborhood and sit in a circle, and then they would throw pennies at their sons while they fought, and whoever won got to pick up the pennies. And that was just entertainment for the dads. And so Jake LaMotta got good doing that. They were like 6. Crazy. Those are different times.
Back then, he took a dive, and he didn't get the pennies, but he got a bunch of extra money.
Right. He got a nickel on the side. Yeah. Fun story.
Damn.
Yeah. LaMotta, I mean, that was just such a tough... That was also when Italians were, like, treated horrifically, so they just had to make fun amongst themselves,
Every group's gone through shit, man.
I know.
Every group in this country's gone through some shit.
Yeah, Sinatra's dad had to change the name of his bar to O'Hurley's or O'Hanley's or whatever, just because they were like, you can't have an Italian bar? What are you, crazy? So he had to change to an Irish name.
Damn.
Crazy to think about Italians. Like
Hoboken? Was it in Hoboken?
Hoboken, yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. Good documentary.
Man, Sinatra's life was bonkers.
Crazy life.
And he was a manic depressive, I think.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Damn, what a life.
All the girls that he was fucking would say, he would just be like, it's 2 a.m. They're like, I'm going to go home. He's like, what are you kidding? Let's fly to London. He had a jet. So they would just fly to London. They're like, the girls are like, this is brutal. I'm dying here.
Come fly with me was like a status thing.
It was. It totally was, yeah.
Sinatra fucked everyone.
Oh,
he really did not seem like a great person, though.
No, I think he was a piece of shit and mob ties and that.
Another great Phil Hartman character on SNL.
Oh man, so good, smoking. Yeah, hated Elvis,
right?
Because Elvis was the new hot guy, and he's like, I was the hot guy, but the changing of the guard, it's.
Well, he got the last laugh. He had a longer life and career and shit.
That's true.
But Sinatra had that rise. And then he kind of just fell down and he came back because of From Here to Eternity.
Right.
It's just so weird that acting is what brought Sinatra back.
Yeah, that's true.
Because he's not that good in acting.
Not great. Yeah.
But he was good and, he's good enough. But, man, he was his second half was it was so much cooler when he was just older.
I know.
He was kind of he was almost like Bieber-esque when he was young.
Exactly.
He was like just the hot guy who was like, women are like, oh, and then he gets older and he kind of was like grizzled and cooler, had the hairpiece, got drunk all the time.
Yes, exactly. He got the wide face. Yeah, a little more vulnerable. And he would do like the Reagan, what was that? What was that big circular stage? Rickles did it. What do you call that? The presidential thing where they all perform.
Shit, I don't know.
Correspondence dinner?
Is that what it was? It was something like, it was a big...
Not an inauguration.
Maybe. It was one of those. It was a big thing with the president, and Reagan's in the front row, and Rickles roasts him, and it's fucking hilarious.
Oh, I remember that. I remember the clip of that.
Yeah, and then Sinatra closed it out. It was like this unbelievable performance, That'd
be hilarious if they roasted a president, but they did it like a Comedy Central roast.
Yeah.
Where they're like, this guy, he fucked like Trump. This guy raped someone. Everyone's like, boo. I mean, they did roast Trump.
They did roast Trump,
but like, holy shit.
I know. We had no idea.
You ever see the story where Artie Lang has it? I think he told this story on Seth Meyers or something, but Artie Lang is telling the story about how he roasted Donald Trump, and it's a clip where it's Artie, Howard Stern, and Donald Trump, and Trump is on it.
Whoa.
And Trump is like, man, I gotta say, like, Artie, set of the night. No one killed harder than Artie. And then Artie does one of the jokes about, it was something about his daughter.
Yeah.
He just tells it in front of Howard, and Howard laughs, something about, you'll own, you see the name on this casino, you'll own this casino. And he's like, oh, your name's Borgata instead of Trump. That was like the joke, And then Trump hears it and goes, Artie just bombed. He bombed the show. He didn't get any laughs. He was terrible.
Wow.
Just watching him turn, like you're like, oh shit. Anytime he feels like burnt at all,
he flips.
Like, he just changes reality.
Wow. That's him in a nutshell. That's his whole presidential career.
Funny.
That's fascinating. Nice little window into his whole personality.
It's weird when dudes like that get roasted.
Yeah,
because they have
like
so much, but the little things you're like, you can't make jokes about this.
Yeah, the ego, man, the ego wins.
I think the Shatner roast, they were like, you can't make any comments about his wife that he may be murdered.
Right,
which is such a funny note. It's like he might be a murderer. Let's just keep it about his hair.
Right.
And or appearance.
Star Trek jokes, please. Nothing about the murder. Yeah, we might roast OJ one day. Who knows? I mean, he's back in the limelight, but it's going to be like, hey, nothing about Nicole, no glove jokes, That could happen.
Dude.
It just shows
Can you imagine? OJ, great football player. That's the roast?
Yeah, that's the roast, yeah.
This guy.
Yeah.
Wasn't too funny in those Naked Gun movies, though.
Horrible actor. Yeah, that's true. It could happen.
Those Hertz commercials. OJ, you really stunk. We'll tell you one thing. You didn't kill those Hertz commercials, something like that.
And they're like,
ooh, don't do that.
Too close. Yeah.
Have you seen that documentary on OJ that...
No.
Oh, it's on 30 for 30. It's like a 6-parter or something. That might be one of the best documentaries of all time.
About the whole thing with the trial and
I think
everything?
it was Ezra Edelman, who's like just one of the great documentary makers, period. Harry, you've seen it, right? Mm-hmm. It's incredible.
Wow.
It's like 6 parts. It's one of the most American things ever made because it like captures the rise and fall of this great murder. So you have like the true crime element, the heroic athlete, the come from nothing, the American dream, the racial element, the riots. Like it's like literally everything that could have tremendous stakes.
Wow, yeah.
And it's just heartbreaking. It's a heartbreaking. And then like the pressure from his people, like he wasn't one of the guys, like in the 60s, all these black athletes sacrificed some wealth to be part of this movement, like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Muhammad Ali, Bill Russell, all these guys. And he was like, his famous line, "I'm not black, I'm OJ." So it's kind of like, it's unfair to put that kind of pressure on a kid to be like, you need to do this. But at the same time, it's got, looking back, it's got to hurt.
Yeah, wow, man.
It's got so much. It's one of the most brilliant documentaries
I'm gonna
ever
watch it.
I think as highly as I can wreck anything. And
there's a wreck, folks.
That's as high. It's just, I mean, the 30 for 30s.
They're great. They're masterpieces. They're so good. And I'm not even a huge sports guy, and I'm loving every minute of it because I like documentary, and they're so well done. The one on Paul Daly, is that his name? He's that rednecky hick golfer.
John Daly.
That one is amazing.
Because he's a drunk, right?
He's a huge drunk. I mean, it's basically Happy Gilmore, but real.
And he's fucking fat as shit now, and he's still good, right?
Still good, and he would whack the shit out of it, and he was like this degenerate guy, and everybody's in like a polo tucked in with pink pants, and he's like, what are you doing? He's got a mullet and everything.
I gotta watch
Budweiser.
that.
Oh, it's great. Great 30 for 30.
They have him on Delta flights now, which is great.
Ooh, that is nice.
Get a little, in between a little Beat Bobby Flay, you throw one of those on.
Yeah, God, you got to love Delta. By the way, just a side note, this is a good ep. I mean, you wouldn't know from Matt's reactions, but great ep.
No, I've seen him crack a couple times.
Okay, he's a tough nut. But, oh, there we go. I saw some teeth. Matt's like the guy in the front row at every show of mine. So this guy is a fan of our pod, and he bumped into me at a show, and he goes, "Hey, man, I'm a firefighter. I love We Might Be Drunk. I like to drink, but I get all these free United things because, I don't know, as a firefighter, they get benefits or whatever." So he gave me a stack of United drink tickets or vouchers. That's amazing.
Give him to Mackie. Of course, he's got status with United. The worst fucking airline.
I know. I'm a Delta guy, but...
Well, United, it's like, remember when they like had that guy dragging and screaming off the flight, and then like a week later, they're like, they killed a dog on flight.
That's
it was
right.
Like, it's like, you can't make up worse press than dragging an Asian man off the flight followed by a week later, you just take a dog and we're stuffing him in the overhead. You're like, you put a living thing in a place with no oxygen?
I know. I love the idea of this is my anxiety dog. And the dog's like, ah! What the fuck? I'm in an overhead compartment for 9 hours. What are you doing to me? But yeah, so my point is he got me a lounge pass. Now, all I want out of life is to get in that lounge. I don't care about HBO special, Hollywood, movies. Get me in that lounge.
Dude, it's so easy to get in the Delta Lounge. Yeah, you get the card with the lounge access. It's like an extra like $400 a year. It's so worth it.
Oh, that's
Think about all
good.
the coffee and free, first off, free food, booze, great hang. Yeah, you're crazy to not figure that out.
I want to earn it.
You can get it with the credit card.
I know, I don't use credit.
What?
I never use credit.
What are you, a fucking drug mule?
I don't use
you only
credit.
Paid in cash?
I don't trust credit. I don't like it. I don't like owing stuff.
You don't. Wait. So you only pay in debit?
Debit. I have money in my account. I pay for stuff. It comes out of my account.
You're fucking out of your mind.
I don't like credit. I don't understand it. It's fake money, but I'm gonna pay back later. And then there's a late fee.
You pay it at the end of the month. There's no late fee if you pay it on time.
I won't pay it. I don't trust myself.
Mark,
I don't
just
like
set
credit.
up auto pay. What are you fucking crazy?
Oh, that's not bad.
What? Wait, this is
Harry,
insanity.
You got to set up auto pay. I don't know how to set up auto pay. That's going to take me a week.
You want the podcast producer to set up your credit card?
Please.
I would love if Harry just robbed you blind. That would be the best way to lose all your money.
I cannot do anything with a password, with an account.
I'm incompetent too, but the fact that you're against credit is fucking incredible.
I don't like credit.
Mark, do you understand? You get perks with the credit cards.
That's a myth. Oh, I get points.
I'm just telling
I've
you,
never seen one of these points. What are these points
I have a Delta card. I get fucking free stuff all the time.
Really?
And I get the lounge.
You get the lounge?
Yes.
What? I thought only kings and sultans and athletes.
You need to figure this out.
I thought the lounge was reserved for, the royalty, like Prince Harry's getting in there.
There's a lot of schlubs in that lounge, my friend.
Oh, really?
You got to get, the lounge is beautiful.
Well, I did get in because I got the pass from this fireman. Thank you, sir, Eric. It was great. I mean, I was at hog heaven. I didn't want to take the flight because I had this big, giant Barca lounger. I'm eating 30 eggs. I'm like Cool Hand Luke in there. I had 9 Bloody Marys.
You got into a fight with a bigger guy in the lounge?
Yeah, exactly. I'm putting muffins in my pocket. It was the best day of my life.
Dude, Cool Hand Luke's a fucking great movie.
Oh, one of the
best.
best.
Paul Newman fucking rules.
Who's cooler than Paul Newman?
Very few.
And divorced, and then actually met the woman he was supposed to be with. What the hell's his wife? The second wife.
She was an actress.
Cool. There's all these videos on YouTube of her busting his balls, and he's like, ah, and they're the coolest couple. But yeah.
And he always said, why go out? He's the guy who did the quote, why go out for a burger when you got a steak at home?
Exactly. Yeah. Women jerk off to that shit.
They're women like being compared to meat.
Yeah. Well, as long as you're faithful.
As long as you're faithful. Yeah, he was, Paul, man, I had just seen Slapshot like maybe 6 months ago for the first time. Because Dana Gould was like, you've never seen
one of the best
Slapshot?
Sports comedies ever.
Dude, it's hilarious. It's some of the lines you're like, this is politically incorrect for then.
For the 70s.
It's like the 70s where you're like, this is fucking shocking.
I know.
But it's hilarious.
So funny. It's actually a good movie, too, and funny. It's great. Yeah.
The idea of like a minor league team that just gets fucked up and has really only wins because they're dirty and you're rooting for them is just perfect.
Yeah, complete underdog story. So fun. Ragtag. But also, he's interesting because he was one of the biggest actors ever. Great actor. Handsome guy. Cool guy. Found auto racing like in the back half of his life. And then just was like, I only act to do this now.
Wow.
Yeah, which is, it kind of has this comedy thing where you're like, he's obsessed with it. He wants to get good at it. And it's like sometimes you hear about these like lawyers like Geraldo or like, I was a lawyer, I was a valedictorian in my college, all this, but I want to do comedy. And so you keep doing law just to support the comedy.
But you don't hear it the other way around. Like
he
did the acting to do this.
Yeah, that's true.
That's weird. I mean, Paul Newman, it's crazy the span of his career because there's some movies that are kind of underrated of his, like HUD is underrated.
Oh, HUD is great.
But my favorite Paul Newman movie, I feel like it doesn't get the shine it deserves. It's The Verdict.
Oh, the alcoholic lawyer guy. Yeah.
It's fucking brilliant.
I haven't seen that
David
in a long
Mamet,
time.
dude.
Yeah.
Really, really dark and good.
I'm going to rewatch that now.
I'm going to rewatch it, man. That's one of my favorites.
Great movie. And The Hustler.
Incredible. Jackie Gleason.
Gleason, yeah.
Minnesota Fats.
Yes. Best name of all time.
It is and also just the idea of like a pool shark. Like,
yeah.
What a cool, loungy and dark.
Yes, boozy.
And the fact that like you have to like pace your drinking for your job is hilarious. It's kind of like comedy.
It is, yeah. And then the Color of Money, which is kind of a weird sequel to that. He's so good in that. Young Tom Cruise. What's that? That lady was hot.
We're leaving out Butch Cassidy. We're leaving out The Sting is great.
Sting is great. Yeah. Butch
Late in his
Cassidy.
career, Road to Perdition.
Oh, yeah.
Great
right.
movie.
Great movie.
Tom Hanks is a badass.
No one talks about that movie. Jude Law's in that. He's like the villain. Yeah.
Remember Chris Rock at the Oscars? Jude Law? He's in every movie. Jude Law? He goes, even the movies he's not in. Cupcakes by Jude Law. Special thanks. And then Sean Penn came out and was like, Jude Law is one of our finest actors.
Yeah.
And you're like, man, actors are stiff.
Oh, they're the worst. That's why I respect the auto racing, because I'm like, yeah, acting, come on. Get out of here.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, I love movies, but like, just don't take it. Like, we're fucking comics. Don't take yourself so seriously. I love how Gervais would just go so hard at them.
Oh, the best. So fun. That's like a dying thing too, what he's doing. So it's fun to watch him do it in real time. I mean, look at Oscars and all that shit. It's all in the toilet now. It feels like Golden Globes didn't even happen.
It's just so pretentious, the idea of like the red carpet and like the who are you wearing. It's like, you know what, dude?
Of course.
LA is such an out of touch bubble already, and then you throw this shit on top of it.
Exactly. And they think they're helping, and we got to do the red carpet before the Oscars, and they all cry up there and talk about it. We have to help people. I'm like, you're wearing a $10,000 dress, and you just accepted a gold trophy for playing make believe, and you want us to listen to you? You fucking chooch.
And you're talking about nuclear proliferation on stage. Shut the fuck up. It's unbelievable. It's like, I mean, that's why Gervais was so brilliant. I remember when he said, like, you're all talking about like save these people, save that people. You're working for Amazon. I mean, that was like one of the best lines. I was like, ooh, that's cutting, because like, look, I get it. We all got to work.
Sure.
But having just the pomposity to go up there.
Yes. That's why comedy is so great, because we at least get to keep it real. At least we're, sure, we're doing the funny bone in Poughkeepsie with the chicken wings and all that shit, but like, at least we're being honest and truthful. Somewhat.
It's hard to be super
integrity.
It's hard to be really cocky up there if you're eating wings.
It is
in the crowd,
but it keeps us not pretentious.
They should serve wings at the fucking at the Golden Globes, because that way it'd be hard to be. If you're wiping your fingers with a moist towelette, maybe you'd be like, we should calm down.
Yeah, exactly. Give them a check spot. I want a check spot at the Oscars.
Jennifer Lawrence is bombing. Why does she? Oh, everyone's paying their bill. That's why.
Exactly. Try that shit for 10 minutes. Wait, I had a thing. Oh, Gervais, my favorite part is when he goes something Epstein, and they all go, oh, and he goes, I know he's your friend. I know. I was like, yeah.
Oh, wow.
These are heroes. Fuck you. You all loved Harvey 10 years ago. You all love this guy. You love Epstein. Get out of here. Yeah,
I mean, I'm sure most of them didn't know to the extent of what Harvey was doing. But because that's did. Like, yeah, I think like you hear, when you hear murmurs, you're just like, oh boy, like. Harvey is like a fucking bad human being. Like that's like, it's like crazy. It is weird to see that like he's like falling apart in prison. That's crazy to go from being like the most revered producer, because you're like, man, that guy's a fucking piece of shit, but he was a good producer.
The movies are amazing.
And I think he had a lot of influence on like the cuts, and like it's funny, I was rewatching Entourage on the road just because I'm like, I just need a pick me up. I just need like a fucking silly kind of. I
love
fun
Entourage.
Show. Yeah, but there's a character who's I think it's called Weingard.
Oh, is he based on that?
It's Weinstein, yeah.
Wow.
He's like a fat guy who's like a genius producer.
Is he a shit bag in the show?
He's a shitbag, but they keep kind of fucking him over, so his outbursts are like semi-warranted.
I see.
But yeah, I mean, he was like, you're like, this is Weinstein. It's crazy. Wow. That was his influence.
Yeah.
That he's in a show about showbiz. I mean, Ari Gold is Ari Emanuel, you know?
Who's that?
Rahm Emanuel's brother, who was like the guy at William Morris.
Really?
Yeah.
Rahm Emanuel is a beast.
Yeah.
I mean, I've just seen I don't know anything about his politics, but I've seen clips, and you're like, wow, this guy is a great speaker.
lot of people in Chicago hate him.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't know anything about what he does or who. He can talk, man. He's good.
I mean, that family is successful.
Yeah. They are charismatic and quippy and fun and exhilarating to watch.
Yeah, I mean, it is crazy. I mean, watching that show, it is hilarious. We're talking about stuff that like won't fly anymore. You're like, this must have been offensive 15 years ago.
What's that?
I mean, Ari is like the good guy on that show. And there are lines where he's like, quick blowjob before to his wife. You're like, Jesus Christ.
Right. Yeah. Fun show. That was when HBO was like going for it. You know, they had Curb and they had that.
They still have Curb.
That's true. But I feel like HBO was really cooking for a while. I mean, it was definitely the premier channel. It was like 6 Feet Under, Sopranos.
Most shows fucking suck, though, now.
And that's what I'm saying. Back then, they were
everywhere.
like...
It's not just HBO, it's everywhere.
Everywhere. I mean,
everywhere's
sucks.
playing it so fucking safe.
Yeah.
Like, HBO had Eastbound and Down. That show, talk about not playing it safe in a comedy. Like, what comedies are that just balls out now?
I know. Just all in, wacky, silly, offensive, dirty. Oh, it's great.
Where the good guy doesn't have to be a good guy.
Yes.
The protagonist can be a piece of shit, and we can be smart enough as an audience to be like, maybe I don't need to be like this guy, but there doesn't need to be a lesson at the end.
Of course. Yeah. That's what I hate about the Hollywood is they say they're progressive and they say they're like trying to be inclusive, but then they're like, we can't have a guy smoking because that's bad for the kids. But he murdered his wife.
Right.
So like our priorities are all out of whack. You know, it's like when they're like, we can't show a tit, but we can show you eating a moose knuckle or a moose dick, and you're like, that's way worse. But that's just how we're wired.
Well, it's like classic, like you watching like Law and Order SVU, and they're saying the most. It's like on NBC, and they're like, her body was decomposing in a dumpster after a guy jizzed all over, and then they're like, ooh, can we say jizz? That's a little jizz is a little offensive.
Don't you have a bit about it? Like you can say this terror. You can show like terrorism and like a dead body in Kuwait, you know, laying on the floor, but you can't say shit.
Yeah, I did a bit about like how on CNN they showed mass shooting footage, but then they bleeped a curse word.
Yeah,
it's like you showed a guy murder someone, but they're like, ooh, this might be a little much.
That's my point. Like you say you care about this, but you're just going with this the where the wind's blowing. You're not caring.
I just love someone in the fucking control room who's just like, this might be too much. And they're like, should we not show it? They're like, no, just mute it.
Right.
You know, it's insane.
Yeah, it's insane. I'm working on a bit now about all these people are tweeting about how Friends is offensive. And I'm like, look, I get it. You're trying to be inclusive.
Because it's not diverse at all?
Not diverse, and they made fat jokes and all this shit. And then I'm like, but we have the Bible. The Bible is everywhere. And the Bible's like rape, homophobia, misogyny, murder, incest, pedophilia. And it's like, yeah, but that's the Bible. And you're like, but this is a TV show about made-up people. It's fiction.
Yeah. No, it's true. I mean, people...
I'm just saying, if you're going to do it, you know?
I just think the goalpost has been moving in at a much more rapid pace.
Yeah, for sure.
Where it's like, at the time, Friends, like, you know, it was a huge hit. I never thought it was funny, to be honest.
It's a stupid sitcom.
I think some of the actors on are great comic. Matthew Perry's a great comic actor.
He's
for
a
sure.
killer.
So is Lisa Kudrow. They're great comic actors and stuff. But like, I never thought the writing was good. I was always just like, this is generic horseshit.
Yeah, it's generic horseshit. It's mainstream. People loved it. I mean, it was a huge hit, but it's not like nuanced or interesting or original. But it's just weird that people are like, we got to take this down. I'm like, there's actual real problems, you know? And you're worried about this? This is what you're burning calories on that? It just feels like it's, I mean, we covered this last night, but it's it's me. Let me get my thing out there.
Because they feel so good about themselves.
That's what it is. Yeah. And I think you're right. We're moving so fast, but there's still human nature. Like humans are still egotistical. They're still selfish. They're still power hungry and fucked up and all that. So like, obviously in the 50s, a black guy and a white lady couldn't get married. That was illegal. So, okay, yeah, let's change that. That's crazy. But you're right. It's like sometimes we're going too crazy. And then if you don't go with it, you're like, you're the bad guy. You're like, well, let's keep it reasonable.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing.
Also, it's kind of like, how about just, you know, I just think like make new shows is my thing. Like, like they go where the money is. So it's like, let's do a Friends reunion. Let's do a Sex and the City. Let's bring it back.
Of course.
Well, guess what? Samantha's out on Sex and the City. But how about having a black friend this time?
Right.
I mean, you can always either expand on an old universe or maybe you fucking make a new show. Like I saw they're doing another like Willy Wonka movie with Timothy Chalamet. How about some fucking originality? How about an original script in Hollywood? Like, I think about the lack of originality and like how hard it is to sell something that isn't already like a proven like no one wants to make a superhero thing unless it's Marvel or DC.
Of course.
So they're like, let's get another character from DC because we have a deal with DC. And you're like, so you act like you want originality, but you just want you already have a deal with. Like corporate strangulation has killed originality and entertainment.
We would never get a Pulp Fiction now.
Never.
I don't think so.
Never.
Or like even My Big Fat Greek Wedding, which was just some lady who wrote a script and it was funny and it got somebody happened to take a shot on it and produce it. And then boom, we got this great comedy and good for her. But I don't know if no one's going to take a chance now. What are you, crazy? It's too risky. But that's what art was supposed to be. And then they come after art. You're like, wait, some guy makes a crazy comedy special. We're like, that's offensive. We got to like, really? Come on.
Oh yeah, I mean it's hilarious the shit they complain about, and then but then also by the other side of it, like it annoys me when people that are so fucking famous complain about like censorship and like people coming after them. I'm like, you're doing fine, you're fucking okay.
But did you see Chris Rock came out and said something?
Yeah, I thought what he said was accurate though.
I thought it was too.
What Rock said was that the lack of risks that these companies are taking are hurting entertainment. And I feel like that's exactly what we're saying. I mean, it's kind of like...
I agree, but I read every comment because I'm a psycho, and he got a ton of backlash. And you're like, well, first of all, you're proving his point. Because he's saying this, and you're like, no, shut up, you boomer, you're out of touch, you don't know what's what. And it's like, well, maybe, hey, we listened to the fat-phobic lady who felt threatened. Can we listen to him? How come he can't be threatened? He's feeling threatened by this as an artist. He's also
an expert at making provocative comedy.
Yes, and provocative comedy's fun.
Billy Crystal got a ton of shit.
He got a ton of shit.
Because the comedy's a landmine now, and it's kind of like people are like, you old man. It's like, oh, all of you are fucking upset?
Yeah.
Point proven.
Point proven. Exactly. You can't see that
you can't even prove it. Fuck you, you old man. It's like, he's old. Yeah, like that's the like he isn't. It's funny when people are like the most sensitive group and they're like, "You old piece of shit." I'm like, well, the elderly are a group,
and that's ageist.
I'm not saying he's elderly. I'm just saying he's an older man now, and it's like he can't have a fucking opinion.
I know.
And I've never been a big Billy Crystal guy, and I'm fucking defending him.
I'm not either. But
I hear he's a real dick.
Oh, really?
It's funny. I've had like 3 bartenders be like, "He's a dick."
Oh, interesting. Well, fuck him. Fuck Curly's Gold.
He's in. My friend Pete Horry wrote a really good movie with him. It was, I forgot the name of it. It's Harry, pull this up. It's Pete Horry, Billy Crystal, and Ben Schwartz is great in it. It's called Standing Up, Falling Down.
I've never heard of it.
He's a stand-up in it, but it's really solid. And my friend Pete is a great writer. And check it out if you haven't seen it. Really,
I've never heard
it's
of
like a dramedy, but it's got a ton of heart. And it's a lot of, and Billy Crystal's fucking great in it.
He's a talent. I mean, Mr. Saturday Night is awesome.
Never saw it.
Oh, you got to watch that. That's a great movie.
When Harry Met Sally.
Great.
Classic.
Also great. Yeah, the City Slickers was great. Analyze This is great. I mean, he's a pro.
Good. Yeah.
But my point is, he came out and was like, this is weird. Rowan Atkinson was like, hey, I get nervous now doing comedy. And everybody's like, shut up, Mr. Bean. What the fuck do you know? And it's like,
it's bad when a guy who doesn't speak is like, shit's getting bad.
And it's like, why can't we acknowledge that he feels this way?
He did an offensive mime.
Yeah. He's like,
canceled.
Right. But I just don't get, like, we're so worried about someone else feeling, where's my safe space? I feel threatened. I was like, well, why can't they have a feeling? And we just go, you're old, you're white, you're dumb. I don't know. Let's be inclusive and include
I think
their
when
thoughts.
someone like Rock says that comedy is getting, and he didn't say just comedy, I think his whole thing was entertainment is getting boring. I mean, I'm a big believer in that. Not everything you see should make you feel great.
Sure, and we can disagree.
That's like, it's crazy to me. Yeah, I just think so much entertainment is so safe now. And part of it is that the people you pitch shows to, those offices are so hilariously politically correct that you can't pitch an anti-hero anymore.
No. God, no. Archie Bunker is like the ultimate piece of shit, unlikable guy, but that's why it was a good show.
Right.
Now you have a focus group and they go, I didn't like that guy. He was mean. All right, get rid of Archie Bunker. But he's the whole backbone of it.
Archie Bunker's offensive. And it's just fucking Rob Reiner on the show now.
Yeah.
It's just about a hippie.
Just meathead. Yeah, exactly. I don't know. Donald Glover said the same thing and then everybody attacked him. It's like, maybe we're on to something. Maybe there's something cooking here. I don't know.
Call me crazy, but I think there's a mom mentality problem in this country. Get him!
That's a great way to put it. And look, and everybody's like, what are you guys, alt-right? Like, no, we just want fun, cool, crazy movies and original shit. That's all we want.
And also, you can write a bad character without endorsing the views of that character.
Of course, it's fiction.
It's hilarious to me that people are like, you can't have this evil character. So everyone's got to be self-righteous and doing the Lord's work. I guess every movie is going to be an Aaron Sorkin movie from now
on. You can't handle Sorkin. Yeah. It's a weird time, and thank God for the internet. As much as I bitch, I'm like, we're lucky we have you put your special on there. We can put videos on there,
and that's also where the people shit on us. So it's got it all, baby.
We got it all. And look, you're allowed to hate us and not like us and whatever, but just watch something else. That's a good system.
Yeah, it's funny that's an attitude I've never understood, is like the outrage and then the stain on that channel. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you're furious, but now you're putting all your energy into just hating something. I'm like, yeah, there's a lot of shit I hate. I don't go directly to the creator and be like, you fucking suck.
Yeah, exactly. Or you're a bad person. That's because people go, hey, you make something, people are allowed to shit on it. I'm like, I get it, but you can't call me a racist or something. Like, that's hurting my career. Now you're hurting my livelihood. And you don't know me. So you're saying I made a black joke attempting to be funny. You called me this horrible thing directly.
How much worse would it be, though, if trolls did try to get to know you? You're like, fuck, now I got to spend time with this guy before he hates me?
I think I made this exact point last night, so we got to move on.
All right, let's do a bit, man.
All right. I got nothing. What do you got some stuff cooking?
Maybe.
I
have an idea. Tell me if there's anything. It's like, so there are these people that go door to door now to convince you to take the vaccine.
Oh, really?
Which, like, it's just like pathetic that we have this scientific breakthrough in an insane amount of time, and we have to convince people like Jehovah's Witnesses to get on board. But there's something amazing about that to me, that like, and these people won't take it because they think it has tracking devices in it, the vaccine, which is like, well, we found you on a Wednesday afternoon, so you're not exactly Jason Bourne.
That's great. Yeah, we're going to find you anyway.
Yeah.
And also, I used to sell knives door to door. I was on Cutco.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
I tried that for like a minute where I did the cold calls.
Oh, it's a nightmare. It's a nightmare. But yeah, that's such a great point. We could find you. We have the internet. We have Google Maps. We have geo tracking. And you're worried about this fucking vaccine that could potentially save you.
Yeah.
That's funny. People don't want to take that vaccine.
Yeah,
It's weird because they would take the flu shot and they would take a polio vaccine.
I think a lot of them don't take the flu shot.
Oh, really?
I don't think a lot of people get the flu shot.
I've never gotten it.
Really?
Yeah.
I get it every year.
Oh, really?
I mean, I just don't want to be sick on the road. I think it's weird if you travel to not get it.
I just never get the flu.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe you just have a better immune system than me. Which I don't know how, with how much you drink.
I don't know, yeah. I literally played in dirt as a kid. I think that helped me.
Yeah, that was the old Carlin bit. We used to swim in raw sewage.
Tempered and raw shit. Yeah, that was great.
Classic.
You know what I do with my hands after wait, what does he say? I said, after I take a shit, do I wash my hands? No, I shit on them. What is it? Oh, no. Shit. I'll eat a hot dog off the ground in a soccer riot in Calcutta. Oh, you know when I wash my hands? When I shit on them. That was it.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, I butchered it. All right. Is this a horrible bit? I'm talking about how like rich people are and how like...
oh, you're sticking with this one.
Well, this is a different thing. Thing. But like we got it pretty good in America. Like even poor people have a flat screen. They got a phone. They got a car. But explaining a Peloton to a third world country poor person is wacky. Must be so wacky. Like, all right, You paid $1,200 for a bicycle? And I'm like, yeah, you got that right. It's a great bicycle. Well, it must be pretty fast then. Actually, it goes nowhere. Well, does it power your home? No, it burns off food that I eat. I eat so much food, I got to burn it off. And they're like, wait, why would you want to burn off food? You'll die. And they're like, cuz I'm trying to look good. I don't know.
How does this power? Electricity? Do you know what that is?
Right.
We have this thing that lights up a room.
Yeah, it's just crazy. Like, we're spending this thing so much money on a bike that doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah,
there's something there.
Just our exercise. Like, we are so privileged that we have to work off how privileged we are.
Right. We're eating so much great food that, you got to burn it off. Like, they just work. They work and, do labor and burn off. That's their exercise. So they don't have to exercise.
Yeah, have you ever seen, like, a farmer type guy where you're just like, oh, shit, they're just, like, in overall shredded.
Yeah.
Your workout is part of your job.
Right.
I sit at a desk all day.
Yeah.
I need to fucking sit on a bike.
Yeah. And they're privileged, like, I finish my work day, I have a cold beer, I eat some meat or whatever, and then try to get a good night's sleep. We're like, I sat on my ass all day, I watched Netflix, I ate, takeout, so I got to burn this off. And and not only do you sit on this bike, but you have a lady on a screen going, work it, girl, come on. You need motivation to do shit.
They probably need that for their manual labor job.
Yeah, oh God, that's funny.
They're putting their phone together. Just grit that screen. You can do it.
Yeah, you're special. You go, girl. You don't need no man. They're like putting together an iPhone that's like a 12-year-old girl. That might be too dark, but that's interesting.
No, that's good.
Could be something there. Could be something there.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. Have people done that
I don't know
type of bit? Have you heard anything?
I haven't heard it.
All right. I feel like I've heard the they use electricity. What's electricity?
Yeah. Don't use that. But I think the thing about the motivating in the fucking...
That's a good angle.
That's something.
That's a good take.
Yeah.
What did you do? 2 hours? How long was that? Matt? Uh-oh.
We're at like an hour 20.
Oh, okay. That's fair. That's fair.
We should plug gigs.
Yes. What do you got cooking?
I got Atlantic City this Friday and Saturday. I believe that's when this comes out. I got Tampa Side Splitters the following Thursday through Saturday.
Nice.
I got Raleigh Goodnights, the one after that. I got a bunch of other ones coming up. I got Madison coming up.
This is the best string of gigs of all time.
Oklahoma City Bricktown.
That's a good room.
I got Nashville Zanies coming up.
Oh, it's a great room.
Governors in Levittown.
We had a drop off.
I was at the Knicks game the other night though, and a guy was like, "We'll be a Governors."
Oh,
I was like, "I love that." So,
okay.
And then I got comedy up Broadway in Kentucky. I got just
That's
a bunch.
Good room.
Great classic. Atlanta. Oh, that's not till September. Sorry. I got a lot coming up. I'll tell you. Kansas City in August as well. Comedy Club of Kansas.
Oh, I don't know that one.
It's in Missouri. It's new. It's supposed to be good.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah, all these available at sammorril.com/shows. I can't wait to see you on the road. By the way, just before we even say anything else, this studio has been great to us. We're so grateful for it. Matt, Gotham Studios, you guys are the best. Really appreciate it. Happy we got a home here for
Yes.
We Might Be Drunk.
Here. Love the room. Love Matt. Love the studio. Love the space. It looks great. It feels great. It feels like home, goddammit. Except for the charging.
And if you want to send weird packages to us, this is the place.
Yeah, we've gotten a few already. So send us some liquor, send us some booze. Gotham Studios. Send us anything you got.
38th Street.
Yeah,
don't
we'll
send it
drink
to Gotham Comedy Club.
No.
Although we might still get it there. So.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I'm there all the time.
Where are you gonna be, man?
All kinds of fun stuff. Virginia Beach Funny Bone. Never been to Virginia Beach. Never done the club. Pretty excited about that. Orlando Improv, which I didn't know they had an improv. I feel horrible. Never been there.
I think it's supposed to be good.
Oh,
Didn't you
great.
play that club back in the day?
Never did Orlando Improv.
I thought isn't it like Hard Rock or something? I thought you did it.
I've opened for people at big places.
Sean Patton likes that club a lot.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, great. I love Patton. Check him out. San Antonio, the Rock Box. I'm trying to dabble in some rock clubs. Portland Helium. That's a fun
I'm there
one.
in August too. I love Portland, man.
Love Portland. Funny Bone in Toledo. That could be. I've never done it, but that could be
rough
interesting.
city. I did it. I featured there like back in the day.
For who?
Lisa Landry.
Whoa.
2011, I think.
Oh, wow. I forgot about Lisa. From,
it's been a while. We saw the Planet of the Apes movie. She was a fun hang.
She's cool. She drinks.
Yeah.
Houston Improv. That's a big room. Philly Helium. All kinds of fun stuff. Buffalo Helium. Dayton Funny Bone. Appleton Skyline. Arlington Improv. So, yeah, a lot of fun dates. MarkNormanComedy.com. Check out our specials. We're all over YouTube. Give us some clicks. Give us a comment for the Alago. And Rex, Peeves, We Might Be Drunk Pod at Gmail. Send us a drink, a movie you like, a peeve, a joke, whatever you got. We'll take it. We'll read them on the Patreon.
Yeah, patreon.com/WeMightBeDrunkPod.
Yes. Tell a friend. Spread the love. Spread the cheeks. We'll see you on the road, folks. Keep
Thanks
drinking.
again, Gotham. All right.